All right, guys, take a look at this joke. So it says, woman kicked out of Walmart for not wearing pajama bottoms. Woman kicked out of Walmart. I love this, guys. This is from Babylon Bee. Babylon Bee is it's like a satire company. Do you know what satire means? Satire means it's a joke. It's not real. It's kind of like news, but it's kind of like making fun of in like a serious way. Like it pretends to be serious, but it's actually just a joke. Okay, that's called satire. Now, very often satire, guys, there's some people coming up on the path here. I'm gonna go down to the canal. I'm gonna try not to slip like I did last time. All right. Oh, we're on this. We're gonna venture out onto the canal. Venture out means we're gonna go out. We're gonna explore. To venture out into the unknown. So now I'm walking on this canal. Wow, it snowed a lot recently. I didn't realize it had snowed so much. So satire, it's a joke. It's for the purpose of humor. Okay, but it's done in like a serious way. So I love this company called the Babylon Bee. If you're not following the Babylon Bee on Instagram or Twitter or wherever you follow them, I would recommend it because it's funny. Okay, they put out funny stuff. Now, why is this funny? Okay, woman kicked out of Walmart for not wearing pajama bottoms. Do you get this joke? Like, why? It's not a joke. There's a dog over there, guys. He's dreaming of eating me for lunch. Not today, dog. It's not my time yet. It's not my time to get eaten alive by a dog. So, guys, so the satire isn't a joke. It's like a kind of humor. It's a kind of humor that often makes fun of politics or politicians. And, I don't know. It's just funny. Okay. So this post, the Babylon Bee is a company that creates humor. Okay. A lot of their posts are about politics or religion or, I don't know, just other stuff. Okay. So let's take a look at this joke and I'll explain it. I'll explain to you why this is funny. So, woman kicked out of Walmart for not wearing pajama bottoms. What are pajamas? Do you know? That word, pajamas, is confusing for people from the Indian subcontinent. Are you from the Indian subcontinent? Guys, it's cold out here. Should have worn my toque. My ears and my hands are gonna freeze off. Okay, so do you know what the Indian subcontinent means? It means the region of the world where India is. Okay, those countries around India. So when I hear the word Indian subcontinent, I think of Pakistan, India, of course, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives, maybe? Maldives? How do you say that word? Maldives or Maldives? Let me know if you know. I don't know how to pronounce that word, guys. So those countries, that region of the world is called the Indian subcontinent. The word subcontinent just kind of means a region, part of the world, okay? The reason people from the Indian subcontinent are confused about the word pajama is because in their languages, in their culture, the word pajama has a different meaning. In our culture, Pajama only has one meaning, and that is the clothes you wear when you sleep. Those are your pajamas. Okay, a lot of people wear pajamas. I don't wear pajamas. I don't think most men in our culture, men don't wear pajamas when they sleep. Kids wear pajamas. You know, kids might wear their favorite cartoon character. You know, those like nice like flannel pajamas. Flannel is a kind of soft material. Kids' pajamas are often made of like, I think it's flannel. I don't know. It's a really soft kind of cloth. Okay, so the cloth might have like it's the favorite animals printed on it, or you know, some movie cartoon characters or something like that. Okay, so usually kids wear pajamas, but adults sometimes, I think adults, mostly women, probably wear pajamas as well. So pajama bottoms, what that means in our culture is basically sweatpants. Okay, sweatpants, something kind of baggy, something that looks a little bit like, you know, something that just kind of like, it's something you would wear in your house and not wear out. If you want to look nice, you don't wear pajama bottoms. Pajama bottoms are the kind of thing you would wear, let's say it's Saturday morning and you don't have any plans for the day. You're just gonna kind of hang out at home, make some breakfast or brunch, and then maybe, I don't know, do some stuff at home. You're just gonna be wearing pajama bottoms. Okay. So in India and those other countries, pajamas means real clothes, like real pants that they like would wear outside, out of their house. Like it's part of their outfit. Pajama, kurta, or like a shalwar kameez. I don't know, they have different names for that, but there's the top piece, right? And then there's the bottom piece that they wear. The bottom piece they call pajamas. Okay, pajama, usually they use it in the singular form. We say it, when we say the word, it's always plural, except when it's describing pajama bottoms. Okay, then it's just pajama. Okay, but every other time it's plural, pajamas. Okay, so I could ask you, do you wear pajamas at night? Like when you go to bed, do you wear pajamas? Okay, so it's always plural. So if you're from the Indian subcontinent, remember that word is always plural, except when it's in an adjective form and describing the word bottoms. Okay, and do you wear pajama bottoms? It's basically like sweatpants, okay? Guys, my hands are freezing off here. I thought it was gonna get warmer today. It was just wishful thinking. Wishful thinking means you just hope something happens, but it doesn't happen. That's called wishful thinking. Being followed, guys. I think I'm gonna cross over here and go to the other side. Let's go over the canal again. Increase our chances of falling through the ice. That way I don't have to teach you English anymore. Right? If I fall through the ice, then my responsibilities are, they'll go down with me. Right? I'm not responsible to teach you English anymore. Oh, it looks like we're making it. Looks like we're not falling through the ice, guys. But my hands are gonna get frostbitten. Frostbite is a condition where your body starts to freeze. It's very dangerous in the winter. Frostbite. It's always your ears that get it first and your fingers. All right, because they're on the outside of your body. So frostbite. I hope I don't get frostbite, guys. But look at that nice sunset over there. Man, that's beautiful. Okay, so we talked about Indian subcontinent. We talked about pajamas with an S, unless it's pajama bottoms, which means like sweatpants. Now let's talk about the joke or the post made by Babylon Bee. All right, so so the post is, the woman gets kicked out of Walmart for not wearing pajama bottoms. So why is this funny? It's funny because there is a stereotype. A stereotype means something people think, you know, and they think everybody does it, right? That's what the word stereotype means. You think there's a one thing that everybody does, a certain group of people. And the stereotype is that people who go to Walmart, women who go to Walmart, only wear pajama bottoms. They don't wear any other kind of clothes. I mean, obviously they wear something on top too, maybe a hoodie, like a baggy hoodie and pajama bottoms. But everybody knows, everybody in our culture knows that at Walmart, we're not talking about the employees, we're talking about the customers. That people who go to Walmart dress in a sloppy way. Sloppy. Okay, sloppy means unkempt. Unkempt. Have you ever heard that word? Sloppy just means it's like you don't look good. You're not trying to look good. You look as worse as bad as you possibly can. You know, you wear your worst possible clothes, and that is pajama bottoms, right? So it's like you're not even trying to look good. You're not even trying to. You don't care. You don't care. You just go to Walmart, you buy your stuff, and then you go home, right? So that's what the word sloppy means. You just look like. You look bad. You look like you're not trying to take care of yourself. You're not trying to look good. Just put on whatever pajama bottoms you have and whatever, maybe a baggy hoodie, and you just, go to Walmart, right? So the stereotype, now obviously we know that's not true, right? There are some people who shop at Walmart who wear nice clothes, right? But the stereotype is that, guys, let's go walking on the canal a bit more. Walking toward the sun. Do you think if I walk toward the sun, do you think it'll get warmer? The sun's far away, right? But if I walk a little bit closer, maybe it will get a little bit warmer. Let me know what are your thoughts on that? Sometimes I think, sometimes if I see the sun over there, I like to move a little bit closer to the sun, and I think maybe if I can just get a little bit closer, it'll make me feel a little bit warmer. It's freezing out here, guys. Yeah, so the stereotype is that people who go to Walmart they just look sloppy, right? I don't know why people think that of Walmart and not other stores, because it's realistically the same. If you go to Costco or if you go to I don't know, the mall or anywhere, everybody looks equally bad. So I don't know why the stereotype is about Walmart, but it is. So now you know. In North America, I don't know about other countries like, maybe Australia or England or whatever. They have other stores there. I don't know if they have Walmart in England. They have Tesco. There are jokes in England. There are jokes about Tesco. Every country has their own jokes, but here in Canada and US, we have pretty much the same stores and the same culture. We're joined at the hip. Okay, Canada and the US are joined at the hip. What does that mean? That means they're like inseparable. If something is joined at the hip, they're both basically one. They're one thing, right? So we're joined at the hip, guys. And so the jokes that are in the States are the same in Canada. It's basically the same. So with that stereotype, I don't know why. You know, it's just a stereotype here in Canada and the US. So, you know, do you let me know, what do you wear when you go to Walmart? Do you wear pajama bottoms? Do you look as sloppy as you can, or do you try to dress up and look nice? You know, it's interesting when you compare our culture to other cultures. I've been to many different countries in the world, and I can say that we as a people here in North America, we are really lazy. We not that we used to be lazy, now we've become lazy. Okay, if you look back at, like, you know, if you go back 50 years ago or 100 years ago, people in Canada were really hardworking. They tried really hard. They dressed really well. The average men dressed well, and the women also dressed well. I don't know what happened. Nowadays, like, everybody just looks really sloppy. So, you know, something has happened in our society. I think we've reached the end of our society. We've reached the end of our empire. I think we only have one direction to go, and that's down. You know, an empire kind of starts, it builds up, it reaches its height, and then it goes down. You know, the average person here in Canada, and I notice this all the time, a lot of people are lazy, guys. They're lazy, they're maybe rude, and they have an attitude of entitlement. Do you know what that means? An attitude of entitlement. That means you believe you have the right to get stuff just because that's your right. Okay? For example, if I say, you know what, the government needs to give me money. Just because that I'm entitled to that. I need to be treated well. It's a human right to be treated well. So that's my basic human right. So the government needs to give me money. That's an attitude of entitlement. Entitlement means you have the right to get something, right? Or to be treated in a certain way. Now, guys, should we keep walking? Probably not good for my frostbite if I just keep standing in one place. Got a stick attached to my pants. Alright, guys, let's walk and talk. I love hanging out with you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on my walk and talks and for hanging out. I really appreciate it. So if you're in a relationship, I would say if you're in a covenant relationship, you have rights. You are entitled to things, right? For example, if you are a husband or a wife, or you're in a family, you know, if you're part of a family, you are entitled to get something, right? It means the other person has to give you something, right? You're entitled to get that thing, whether it might be attention, it might be money, it might be time, it might be gifts, it might be, I don't know, like, you know, like let's say you're are you married? Let me know in the comments if you're married. Do you believe that your husband or wife should treat everybody the same, including yourself? Like, if your husband or your wife treats everybody the same, then how are you special? Then it's kind of like, what? No, you have to treat me better than everybody, right? Because that's what the relationship requires. You have a right to that kind of treatment because you're in a covenant relationship with that person. So you are entitled, right? Like, a wife is entitled to be treated better by her husband than other women, right? If you're a wife, smash like, as you know that's true. Your husband needs to treat you better than other women. And if you are a husband, your wife needs to treat you better than other men, right? You know, maybe, you know, you give your husband a massage when he comes back from work. If your husband's worked hard all day, you bring your husband something to drink and you give him a nice massage or something. Do you do that to all men? No, you don't. Just to your husband. Why? Because he's entitled to that kind of treatment. He's entitled to it. That's his position. That's his right. You have rights. He has rights. You know, people in a relationship have rights. So it's okay to be entitled. I mean, it's, you know, so the word entitlement is usually a bad meaning. Okay, if you have an attitude of entitlement, that means, oh, I need this. I have this right to be treated this way. So that's not attractive. It's not attractive if people have the attitude of entitlement. It's seen as a negative thing. It's seen as an arrogant thing. It's seen as like a lazy thing, right? Everybody needs to give me stuff just because I'm me. I don't have to work for it. Right? So it's an attitude of entitlement is always seen as a bad thing. So guys, thought people were sneaking up behind me, guys. Just hearing things. Maybe I'm hearing those people building that house over there. Man, these houses are big. Guys, look at that. Hey guys, look, there's some sticks, hockey sticks, and there's a sign that says skates for day use. Well, look at that. These people are offering skates to go skating there on the rink for free, I guess. Look at that. You could, you know, I could go get some skates and go skating. You guys want to go skating? It's too cold now. I want to go grab a cup of tea. Guys, I wish you could come here to keep me warm. Would you give me a hug? I need your hugs, guys, to stay warm. I'm entitled. Hey, I'm entitled to receive your hugs. Are you entitled to anything, guys? Let me know in the comments what you are entitled to. But like I said, when people talk about an attitude of entitlement, that's not a good thing. And I would say here in Canada, you know, the average person has gotten really arrogant, proud, lazy, and entitled, you know. And you know, you might say, oh, Mark, how can you say that about your fellow Canadians? Well, not everybody. Look, there's still a lot of people in Canada who are really good people, who have good morals. And that's the other thing, okay? So I'd say, okay, lazy, attitude of entitlement, arrogant. But the other thing that's really crucial is the lack of morals. Morals have gone out the window. If something goes out the window, it means it's gone. It's been lost. So morals have gone out the window. Like the number of broken families. You know, sometimes I talk to people and I found it's just strangers. If I go to a coffee shop, sometimes strangers come and talk to me. Right, and the amount, I usually start asking them about their family. Or that's a very common point of conversation, right? Family. A lot of people talk about family, right? So, someone coming up on the path, guys. Speaking Russian or Ukrainian. I don't know the difference between Russian and Ukrainian, guys. All I hear is the dog. The dog is getting in the way of my hearing abilities. It's either Ukrainian or Russian. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know either language. So guys, hey, here's the other thing. A lot of Canadians are very like illiterate, culturally illiterate. Illiterate means you can't read. All Canadians can read. Most Canadians can. There's probably one or two Canadians who can't read. But most Canadians are literate. But when I say if someone is like culturally illiterate, or like what I mean to say is a lot of Canadians can only speak one language. Like me, really I can only speak one language, guys, and that's English. I can maybe say a bit of this or that in Hindi or German or whatever, but really I'm just kind of a normal Canadian. I can speak one language. And so that's the other thing too, is that, and Americans, okay, so this company, Babylon Bee, is from the US, and a lot of most Americans can only speak English. A lot of Americans are from other countries who have come as immigrants. They speak maybe Spanish, or they speak other languages. So a lot of immigrants can speak other languages. But when we're talking about like Canadians who have been here for many generations, a lot of them can only speak one language. So that's kind of also, it's kind of like, well, I don't need to learn other languages because what's the point, right? I can just make money in my language, and I can do everything in my language, and my language is, sometimes people think their language is the best, right? Guys, there's a lot of people out here, considering it's a cold day. I'm gonna walk fast, get away from the people. All right, guys, I'm doing speed walking to get away from the people. See how far away from the people we can get. All right, but yeah, so a lot of people in our society can speak one language. They are very kind of culturally illiterate. It means they don't know where other countries even are on the map. A lot of people in Canada or the US, they wouldn't even be able to put a country on a map. If you ask them, you know, hey, where's Lithuania? They wouldn't know. Where is I don't know, Djibouti? I probably wouldn't even be able to put Djibouti on a map, but I could get the region right. Okay, so like, I don't know, like what I'm trying to say is a lot of people in our society just don't care that much about anything. They've kind of become lazy. All right, guys, we got away from the people, and my hands are freezing, so I better just end this video. But I mean, I don't mean to criticize people or to criticize Canadians. A lot of Canadians are hardworking and they're really nice people, but generally, you know, you can tell when a society is coming to an end, when an empire is going to fall. It's when the average people just kind of get, they get really complacent. You know, it's almost like, you know, the politicians are the really bad ones. But when the average people just kind of go along with it, it's almost like a frog being boiled in water, right? Like, have you ever heard that analogy? Like, if you have a crab or a lobster or a frog, some kind of animal, if you put it in water, okay, if you put it into a pot of water and then you slowly increase the temperature, then the frog won't even jump out of the water, or the crab won't even, they just kind of get boiled to death, right? I think that guy's just walking circles around this canal, guys. The Russian or Ukrainian woman's coming back. People, that's what people do, guys. I guess that's what I do. I just come out here, make videos, and just walk circles around this canal. I'm no different. All these people are the same. We just come out here, we walk a few circles around this canal, and then we go home. Guys, you tell me, is that Russian or Ukrainian? I just hear the word da. That's all I know. Da. Anyway, guys, maybe you should teach me some Russian or Ukrainian down in the comments. And that's... How many times does a person need to say the word da? That's all I heard over there, and all walking back, I just heard that one word like 50 times. Da. That's I guess that's the most common word in the language. That's easy, guys. Well, I guess I learned most of it. I learned most of the language. Now I can add that onto my list of languages that I can speak. Da. I can speak Russian or Ukrainian or both. So yeah, so let me know, what are your feelings about this, guys? Because, you know, I interact with immigrants. That's part of my job. I teach English to people, right? And I like to eat at Indian restaurants. I went and ordered food from an Indian restaurant last night, and there was a new worker there, and I asked her, "Are you new to Canada?" And she said yes. And I said, "Welcome to Canada. You know, welcome here." I like to welcome people, and Canada is a very, I'd say, welcoming country. So, you know, you're welcome to come to Canada, but yeah, I think it's good for people to know that Canada, you know, it just, a lot of people who've been here for a long time kind of feel like it's, you know, just, what's the future of this country? You know, it's, they don't have a bright outlook for Canada. Like, if you ask me, or if you ask most Canadians who've been here for a long time, is Canada getting better or is it getting worse? We would all say it's getting worse, and it's getting worse very, very quickly. So our leaders are really, really bad. They're boiling us like a frog in a pan, and a frog in a pot. Most people just are too complacent to jump out of the pot. So they just kind of stay there, and they have to pay more and more taxes, and things are getting more and more expensive. And it's just like, man, you know, Canada's not what it used to be, and it's getting worse very, very fast. So I would say those factors, you know, the laziness, the fact that Babylon Bee is making a joke like this, it shows that everybody knows that the customers who go to Walmart all look sloppy and they wear pajama bottoms. They say if something is a joke, everybody knows this, right? And so it's a shame, because other countries around the world, the people actually look really presentable. Like, I'm always astonished when I go to other countries. When I go to Europe, women dress really well in Europe, and even men dress really well. You know, the average person, you're like, man, I think, man, that person's wearing like really nice shoes, like they just look really nice. They dress up to go out, even just to go shopping. They look really nice. Or, you know, when I lived in China, or I know like countries like Vietnam or China or those places, the people are really, they look really presentable. You know, if you go for a haircut, or you go for a massage, or you go for you know, they're wearing like nice clothes. They're a lot more service oriented. You know, and they do a really good job. It's like they take their job more seriously than people here in Canada. So here in Canada, a lot of people have become really entitled. They think they can do whatever they want, wear whatever they want, say whatever they want. And they just, you know, they should get good treatment just because, for no reason, right? But other people, you know, other parts of the world, they understand they have to work really hard, and they have to be nice. They have to have good values, have good morals and stuff. So I don't know. It's just something to keep in mind. If you're thinking about moving to Canada, just keep that in mind, guys. That Canada might you might be thinking about Canada as a place it used to be and not a place it is anymore. All right, don't base your decision to move here on old information. Get new information. And, you know, I don't know. But like I said, guys, you're welcome to come here. I like welcoming people to Canada. Canadians are still pretty welcoming, but just know that it's maybe not the dream that you thought it was. So a lot of Canadians are planning to leave. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm weighing my options. If you weigh your options, it means you kind of calculate the pros and the cons for the decision, right? Like, yeah, if I stay here, this is some advantages, these are some disadvantages. If I leave Canada, these are some advantages, these are some disadvantages. Right, so anyway, let me know what you think I should do. Should I stay in Canada or should I leave? I don't know, guys, it's cold. That's one con. That's a really big con, is that it's just so cold. Look at that massive pile of snow there, guys. That's a sign, I think, that I should leave this country. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And anyway, guys, hope you learned some new English words. Let me know, do you have an attitude of entitlement? I hope everybody, no, what was I going to say? If I say I believe everybody should smash like on this video, then I have an attitude of entitlement, right? I believe everybody owes it to me. You probably don't owe it to me, right? You guys, the choice is yours. You guys can do what you want, but leave a comment and let me know how you feel. As always, guys, I love you so much. Hope you're staying safe, healthy, and happy. And hope you're staying warm today. I'm gonna go grab a warm cup of tea and warm up. But anyway, guys, so I wanted to explain that joke to you about the pajama bottoms. So next time you go shopping to Walmart, if you want to be part of the stereotype, get some sweatpants, because that's what pajama bottoms means. Go to Walmart in some sweatpants. All right, guys, that's it for now, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.